Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you are, if you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation. All right, guys. So, recently Harry and Meghan, their Spotify podcast, got the axe, and I'm guessing they did not get the majority, or even maybe not the majority, but they didn't get the rest of their payout for what they were signed on to do for this podcast. And they only did about 12 episodes, and the deal was $20 million. I don't know how much Spotify was expecting them to pay. I don't know how much Spotify was expecting them to produce for the pay, but it doesn't seem like Spotify really did their due diligence with these people based on who they are. And that's the thing, because of the privilege. And I guess because of what they got initially, which was this Oprah interview, this book that Harry wrote, Dish in the Dirt, as well as them doing their docuseries on Netflix to just pretty much talk about other people and talk about how other people made them feel, whether it was tabloids, paparazzi, maybe the brother, maybe Kate, maybe even the Queen, maybe the dad who's now the king, maybe Camilla. Some things were insinuated, and then some things may have been outright directly calling people out for things. But all in all of it was just rumors and gossip. So now it's being reported that, well, before I get into that, what I'm saying is, Spotify, they had the right to do whatever they wanted to do. People can fire you, terminate you, say, hey, this isn't working out. And people also have the right to say, you know what, this isn't working out for me. I know I agreed to work with this company, but I don't like the direction. I don't like the way things are working. And I'm, wanting to cut out early on my contract. Everyone has the right to try to work things out like that. So it's not just Spotify dumping them. They could have decided to walk, but of course they wanted the money. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't seem like Spotify did their due diligence in terms of their requirements on what they really wanted from them. Because one of the top people at Spotify called them effing grifters. And he has the right to his opinion. And honestly, I find it kind of funny and comical because it's, for me, all of it is just entertainment. I don't know any of these people, so I don't have a dog in the fight. I could care less. So, yeah, they can call them effing grifters, but did they have any strict and stern requirements on their production in terms of, okay, for this amount, we're expecting you to produce at least one podcast a week for how many weeks? So, just playing a little bit of the devil's advocate, what did they really put in terms of the requirements on them? Because it sounds like they were expecting people that they call lazy grifters. To be honest with you, I could get the fact that they're lazy because Harry is entitled. And now Meghan being attached to Harry, she has also taken on some of that entitlement, which I feel like she probably already had it. And she got into a space where she sort of earned it because she married a prince. And now she's feeling like she can really get what she wants. So she doesn't really have to really work hard to get what she wants anymore. Now it's just going to kind of be given to me. But with people like that, Harry, he doesn't have, even though he served in the military, I feel like that was just more of he was never going to be taken out in combat. Okay. So that was just more of a due diligence and service in a sort of superficial way, in my personal opinion. And I'm just saying because my husband is a veteran and my husband also suffers with PTSD. My husband has seen a lot. He's gone through a lot. And that's one of the sticking points for me. It's a bit irritating when I hear people like him talking about fighting in Afghanistan. My husband's been in Afghanistan. He's been in Iraq. He's been in Kuwait, which is not as tumultuous as the two previous places that I spoke about. But it's like, dude, you were protected. Nothing was ever going to happen to you. So you being out there shooting guns, all of that was just pretty much superficial. And it's just for you to say that you had the experience. So he is privileged. And these Spotify execs actually thought that they could just give them this contract to say, yeah, we're going to give you $20 million for you to have this podcast and not put strict requirements and expectations on them. So yeah, 12 episodes for $20 million. You got it. Of course, they thought that they were worth it just because of who they are. So for me, I don't feel sorry for Spotify. I understand them terminating the agreement, but I definitely don't feel sorry for the company because they asked for that. You got two entitled, privileged people coming in thinking that they were really going to be doing something. They're not people like you and I, those who are listening to this podcast and others, that we really are out here working and doing what we do to produce everything that we do as much as we possibly can with excellence and being tired, having children, having to take care of house and home, if you are married, helping your spouse and doing everything that you do, so they expected people like Harry and Meghan to really work hard and hustle so that they could produce, or even being like freaking, I don't know, Joe Rogan or just others. There's millions of podcasts, guys. I've been podcasting since 2017. And even since I have been podcasting, I've just seen more and more people coming into the podcasting space. More celebrities, even more so now than before. It's become more of a thing. But even regular people are doing much more than what they did. Hell, I'm trying to do about 2 to 3 podcasts a day, and maybe not even every single day, but that's just for me even a hobby because I'm a business owner. I have employees. I also am, an entrepreneur in other aspects as well as just other things that I'm doing in my life, helping to take care of my mom and my family and you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying people like you and I who really are out here hustling and doing hard work, they really expected that of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who's become the entitled wife of this man. Like that to me, I just thought was really ridiculous. So yeah, the story was comical, calling them lazy grifters, but what did you really expect? That's what I wanted to make my point in regards to that. But here's the thing, guys. Netflix is now demanding more content from them because, they gave them the docuseries, which I still didn't watch. I think it was like a 6-part. And it's pretty much them just talking about other people and how other people made them feel, right? And I guess some people really thought that was interesting because it did get a lot of views. And more so, the reason a lot of people viewed it is I believe they just really thought they were going to learn other things that they really didn't know. They may have gotten a few little things here and there that's like, oh, okay, maybe a little bit more detailed information about Prince William pushing Prince Harry because he called Meghan Markle entitled or difficult. Like, to me, it's like, really? And I didn't watch it. That's just one of the things that I heard that was in the docuseries. And it's like, okay, they got paid a lot of money for that. All right. If you say so, it's your money. You do with it as you will. But people, you can't get your time back. So those people who wasted the time watching that, I'm sorry for you. Hopefully you can do some more productive things and not really waste much more time on anything else that they are trying to put out there, because it's being reported that they are trying to work on some content that is similar to the show Great Expectations, and it's going to be called Bad Manners, and the production will be based on Charles Dickens' character Miss Havisham. And it says the prequel will recast the lonely spinster as a strong woman who is living in a patriarchal society. And Harry is also planning a documentary, Heart of Invictus, which will follow competitors around the world as they train for the Invictus Games at The Hague, Netherlands. Now, listen, that's not anything that I am interested in or familiar with. And sure, there may be many people that are interested in that. And maybe just because he would be connected to it. But here's my point when it comes to this story and this news about this content that they're working on trying to produce for Netflix so that they can get this content out so that they can get all that money that they were promised to be paid by Netflix. I just feel that Harry and Meghan, they're trying to, in a sense, go from trashy to classy. And listen, I'm not saying that what they're doing or what they have already done when it comes to the docuseries, when it comes to the book, and even when it comes to the Oprah interview is anything like a Zeus reality show or even Love and Hip Hop or, the Real Housewives or any reality show that some people may either call trashy or say it has its trashy moments or whatever. But in essence, what they have already done, you can kind of just relate it to a reality show. But they really feel that they're above that. They really don't see that what they have already done and have already been paid for, maybe besides the podcast, which I feel Meghan was trying to elevate above her sit-down interview with Oprah, the docuseries, and even Harry's book, where it's all about gossip and rumors about other people and about how other people made them feel, how someone said, what color is the baby going to have when it's born? What color is the baby's skin going to be? People calling Meghan difficult and just other things like that. They don't see that in relation to reality shows or reality type stuff like 90 Day Fiance and stuff like that, where people really watch out of curiosity and it just kind of is like a train wreck. Some of the things may be above par a little bit more than the others. Like, for example, if you want to compare a reality show on the Zeus network, like Jocelyn's Cabaret, in relation to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, definitely Real Housewives of Atlanta would be seen as or anything on Bravo would be seen as above something on the Zeus network, right? I feel that Harry and Meghan, they don't get that. People really aren't interested in, for the most part, people aren't really interested in them trying to produce things that it's like, where did you get the experience to do that? Who, just because of your title, who says that you have the experience or the wherewithal to even be involved in anything like that? Even if it is just your name attached to it and you're hiring other people to actually do the work. Because in my personal opinion, I feel that that's what it would be. They would just have their names attached to it and they would hire other people to do the work, because what experience does Prince Harry have in anything like this, Hollywood related, versus what he was doing before, which was being a prince, doing some charitable work and doing some military work, which was more for show, versus him actually being out there and doing real military style work. And even the same can be said for Meghan. Meghan, before she got married, yeah, she was on this show called Suits. A lot of people didn't even know about it. I know I never heard of it before that. She was a Deal or No Deal girl, which she's now come out and criticized. So she was one of the girls that had the briefcases that would open up the briefcase if someone chose her to see what number was in the briefcase. And yeah, like, just because you're now attached to this man, you feel as if you have the experience and the wherewithal to do this. You're really nothing more than people who have really, really big titles at this point in time, but reality stars. So why not just do that? But to be honest, I feel that they would not really want to do something like that because they feel that it is beneath them. When it actually isn't beneath them, it actually is them, because that is all they have been. I mean, years ago, a lot of Hollywood celebrities would balk at the thought of even being on a reality show versus actually having a reality show. And then, of course, we know the Kardashians, they weren't stars or celebrities before that. They got a reality show and then they became celebrities. So the show made them celebrities. And then you have, of course, Candy, who went on The Real Housewives of Atlanta on its second season. And she's been on there ever since up until this point. They're now, season 15? But prior to that, she was in a singing group and a lot of people knew about her. She also is a writer, has Grammys and all of that. And now, people like those people who have paved the way for other people, it's made it more palatable, I would say, for these celebrities to either be on reality shows or have reality shows. But Harry and Meghan, especially Harry, because he is a prince, right? He doesn't see himself as doing something like that, but you might as well. You're in this country. You need the money. I believe that a lot of networks would kill to have them be on their network and have an actual reality show. But I just believe that they feel that they're above that, when in actuality, they're really not. But a CEO recently came out and blasted Meghan Markle as untalented. The CEO of United Talent Agency said that, quote, turns out Meghan Markle was not a great audio talent or necessarily any kind of talent. And, just because you're famous doesn't make you great at something. And that's actually true. So the guy, Jeremy Zimmer, he co-founded United Talent Agency in 1991, and he's represented major stars throughout his career, including Mariah Carey, Bryan Cranston, DJ Khaled, Chelsea Handler, and Kevin Hart, just to name a few. So this isn't just some random person who's out here to criticize Meghan Markle because they don't like her, because a lot of people just feel like anyone that says anything about Meghan Markle that isn't praising her, or like these stories that you see out where it's something like, Meghan Markle wears these amazing earrings, or, because it's come to that now where there's just a lot of articles that are being put out there that's really just talking about what she's wearing. So she's kind of low-key an influencer, even though that's not, I guess, what she's doing, but they're just kind of making her into that, as well as a reality personality. So you all just might as well go all in, because a lot of people are just not falling for this Duke and Duchess of Sussex situation that they've tried to make it out to be. And listen, when I talk about this, it's no hate involved. I'm just sharing my personal opinion based on the information that's being put out there. But listen, the podcast went bust. They're trying to create content for Netflix that I feel is really out of their league. And they feel as if because they are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and their children have titles, and, he's also Prince Harry, he's the son of a king, that they're above being reality TV personalities. But to be honest with you, that's probably the only thing that they would really do where they would continuously be coming, back over and over again. Listen, I'm not saying that they have to do anything like being on VH1 Love and Hip Hop style, okay? But it could definitely be something that would benefit them, where they were honest and real, where they would showcase themselves. But that's the thing. They would never do it, because anytime someone puts some information out there, they're turning around to make a statement to respond to it. They're almost like Cardi B in a way when it comes to that. It's like, just be quiet. You don't have to respond to everything. Like, you have been put on this pedestal And the higher you go, the more people are going to see you, and people are either going to respond to you favorably or not favorably. And you just have to get used to that. And don't overindulge and don't exaggerate things if you don't want people to call you on it, because we know that a lot of things that have been said and done, I believe, and a lot of people agree, have definitely been exaggerated. But listen, I just wanted to talk about that because I just believe that they're kind of out of their league, and day by day they're just seeing it more and more that just because you have these titles and you decided to ditch the UK and be working royals and coming to the US, yeah, you may have been received by a lot of people, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have it easy. It's not easy for most people. It is easy for some, but you guys really don't deserve it. And just because you decided to ditch that to do this doesn't mean that people are just going to throw money at you just for the sake of saying that you are attached to them, because this is a capitalist society. And if it's not profiting people, then they're going to be done with you. Here today, gone tomorrow. As much as they like to build you up, it doesn't take very long for them to tear you down. And I feel like they're really experiencing that and seeing that more and more each day. So I just wanted to talk about that, guys, real quick. Let me know your thoughts respectfully in the comment section below. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth. I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.